Good day and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Thank you for joining me here today. Yesterday we were here and we took a long, hard look at self-defeating cycles that we may have experienced. We talked about how it is that shame about who we are can oftentimes turn into an attempt for us to feel better or sometimes just to feel less. And it's almost always followed by increasing shame, which ironically makes it worse. Shame around our being such losers, such failures, so hopeless. And we turn to various addictive behaviors, including substances, in order to numb out those painful feelings and the sense of hopelessness. It's a vicious cycle, as we've talked about, and it's the vicious cycle of active addiction or enslavement. And I see this vicious cycle as one in which the poor, as I understand it, truly do get poorer. You already start off ashamed, and then you engage in an addictive behavior, and now the shame is exacerbated. It's made worse. So for yesterday's homework, I asked you to see if you could recall an instance in your own life when you yourself got caught similarly. I think you'll agree with me. If you did the homework, there's almost nothing worse than an experience of getting caught in a bad feeling about ourselves, especially if it's a profoundly bad feeling, doing something to help minimize that pain, only to make the pain worse in the long run. So the question remains, what's to be done? Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. I think what we're talking about here may be the single strongest argument for doing everything we can to stop the addictive behavior by whatever means, even if it feels next to impossible, and sometimes it does. Because we have to break this cycle of negativity. I know this is easier said than done, and I fully acknowledge that, but there'll be much more to say about this, the actual stopping in future posts in our conversations here. But for today, what I want you to do is I want you to think of a time when you were actually able to get even a tiny toehold in ceasing some kind of addictive or self-defeating or enslaving behavior. Can you think of a time where you made a dent, where you made some progress? How did it feel? Reflect on that. And do you remember how it affected you, particularly around others that you care about? Because it can make a huge difference if we can begin to see just a glimmer of light here. There'll be much more to say about this for sure, but what we're doing is we're beginning to make a dent here in sidestepping shame. And that's our goal, is to get around, through, beyond, above, below, to get beyond shame. And what we're wanting to do is get beyond shame so that we can actually get ourselves more fully back. That's really what recovery is about. We wanted to recover our best selves, recover our actual potential, and we're well on the way to doing that. Thanks for joining me here today at the Vitality Project. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope that you'll come back tomorrow and join me again. In the meantime, please stay safe and be well. Take care.